are not Gentiles.
Say it again.
Nubians are not Gentiles.
Now, why is it so important for us to make this statement? Okay? We, number one, have never been told by the institutions, whether it's the religious institution, whether it's the educational institution, societal institutions on the whole, we've never been told by any of these institutions who we truly are. We've been told that we're black, we've been told that we're Bahamian, we've been told that we're Caribbean, we've been told everything other than what our scriptures, the original books in the Bible, call us. Nubian Melanomites. That's the first thing, right? But most importantly, whether we call ourselves blacks, Caribbeans, Latinos, Bahamian, etc., etc., we have to know that number one, while we are Nubian, number two, we're not Gentiles. And this is an important point for us to make, because when we live as if we are Gentiles, then we're simply saying that we're converting to someone else's religion. We're converting to Judaism. We're converting to Christianity. We're converting to Islam. We're converting to something that is going to save us from our wretched selves. And this is how most of us, whether we admit it or not, think about ourselves. We think that we're not good enough. We think that the Most High, Heavenly One, our Creator, our Natari Elohim, the Elohim, God, whatever name we decide to call our creators, we think that they made a mistake. And I don't have to ask whether or not we think they made a mistake, because we can tell by the actions of our people. There's a saying that says what? Actions, what?
Speak louder than words.
Speak louder than words. You could say you love yourself. You could say how important you are, and you know God loves you, and you too blessed to be stressed and all this stuff. But if you changing the way your nose looks, if you changing the way your lips look, if you changing the way your skin color looks, if you changing the texture of your hair, if you changing how you're perceived as a person, as an individual, if you're okay with how we're seen as a collective, whereby we don't want to actually connect with our brothers and sisters from Africa. I already know African as a Bahamian, right? And this makes it very difficult for us to gain any kind of momentum as it regards liberating ourselves. We are fixated on being everything other than ourselves. So the question is, because we love to talk about Jesus in this country. We love to talk about the Lord, as we call it. We love to say Jesus is God, etc., etc. But we know in the Holy Coptic Church that this idea of Jesus is a Greco-Roman idea, and it's not the real and living Messiah, Yeshua Christ. So the question that we're going to pose and answer today, along with making this statement, Nubians are not Gentiles, is why did the Messiah, Yeshua Christ, come? What was the point? What was the purpose of the real and living Messiah coming? The Messiah, Yeshua Christ, came to, say, reconnect. Reconnect the three groups of 12 royal tribes of Ishmael, Israel, and Midiani to the divinity that is within, because were lost and had, as in this latter day, lost control of our destiny. Say destiny.
Destiny.
Which has led us in this latter day to a state where many amongst us have lost all knowledge of ourselves. We've been moved so far from the knowledge of who we are that we think that the lie called history, that the lie called religion, that the lie called education, that the lie called knowledge today, we think that it's actually authentic. We think that it actually has a place in our lives to cause us to do better. Now, let me ask you this. Are we as a people an educated people?
Yeah.
Highly educated. I didn't say if we were intelligent. I didn't say if we were the smartest people. We are intelligent. We are smart. But that doesn't have anything to do with education. When I talk about are we an educated people, I mean, do we have degrees? Remember, we got more degrees than a thermometer, right? So we have a lot of education, but yet, look at the condition of our country. We have some of the most educated people in the country leading us, but they cannot fix the problems, right? So, additionally, the Messiah Yeshua Christ came for the lost sheep during his day and time that had to scatter after the 3 sets of 12 invading dynasties of Europa called Hyksos, say Hyksos,
Exos.
or Canaanites,
Canaanites.
had invaded their home in northern Africa, now wrongly considered the Middle East. So our lands were invaded. Our lands are still being invaded. Yes? So Yahshua Christ came that we, as the 3 groups of 12 royal tribes, could connect to a what? A divinity within. When we put our right arm over the left and we say Namastu, and we saying, I bow to the divinity in you. What are we actually doing also?
Embracing ourselves.
We are embracing ourselves and being an example of what we want you to be. A person who embraces their divinity. Come on.